What's up, and welcome back to Opposites Attract Podcast. This is Sonja Ramirez, your girl, and I'm sitting next to
Miguel Ramirez.
What's up, everybody? How is your day?
How was your week?
How is your life?
Going. All right, there you go, babe. You getting it little by little.
It's coming.
Running the show again. Make sure you guys go to our website, oppositesattractpodcast.com. Send us your information in case we get canceled or something. And share a clip with somebody else. Go to our clips channel. You can find us everywhere at Opposite Pod. Just search Opposites Attract Podcast. Share your favorite clip. Tell them to subscribe, comment, all that stuff. It helps us out.
Like.
Yep.
Love.
Comment.
Share.
Yep. All
comment.
that stuff. Bling, bling. Comment down below.
Yes.
Yes.
So we are going to share a song.
Another song.
I have no idea what song it is, but I'm pretty sure I've heard it.
Yes. This is... You're going to have to turn up the blue.
Okay.
Yep. Turn it up. This is Give Me Love by the Elevators. Get a little bit into it. This is a jam. We listen to this one a lot.
And our kids love it. Baby, 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 baby. She give me good love. She good love. Baby, 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 baby.
Just another one of those that puts you in a good mood.
Yep. We listen to this when we're cooking, when we're cleaning,
when we're driving.
Yeah, when we're driving.
But yeah, definitely go check that out. That's Give Me Love by the Elevators.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yep.
And it's good for the entire family.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what draws you to that?
I think it's kind of like last week, that Breathe and Let Go. It's another one of those that's just the whole vibe of the song, the music before the guy even starts singing, and then he starts singing about Give Me Love, and it's just upbeat. Yeah. It's kind of hard to be sad. Like if you're sad, that's a great song to listen to.
Yeah,
you know?
Right.
It's hard to be sad through that song.
Right. So something just came up, and hopefully this sits well with you.
Okay.
And if
we'll
not,
see. Oh well.
Oh well.
We've said things that don't sit so well with each other from time to time.
Yeah, and last week was a pretty interesting podcast. It was an interesting podcast. And so last week just was interesting in itself. But I feel like it's a part of growth, right? Like we've been together for 16 years.
Maybe not just growth, but just part of the journey.
Yeah.
It's just part of life.
And if you didn't watch last week, watch it. Because you're going to see, okay, Sonja and Miguel, they go through shit. And, sometimes I'm unaware of the things that are happening within you. And same thing with me, right? But we give each other that space to be. But there's also times where I could use you, right? Where, I'm feeling a certain way and I don't know how to express it, or I'm in a funk. And you pick up on that pretty well.
Yeah.
And for me, this is new for me with you.
What, did I pick up on it?
No, with you going through your own growth, your own challenges. And for a lot of men, it never gets revealed. Yeah. It's something that they keep to themselves.
Well,
they express it.
Man,
through anger. They express it through rage. They express it in the only way they were taught to express, that it's okay. Because other than that, it's a sign of weakness.
That's a sign of trauma. If
Well,
you think that way.
Yeah. But society has made it that way.
Like that's, yeah.
That it's not okay for men to have emotions. It's not okay for them to speak about what they're feeling. It's not okay.
Yeah.
And I think that having that healthy balance is what we all need.
Yeah.
You know, and it can be very frustrating when you're going through it and you're not able to express or release.
Yeah.
Or have someone to talk to, or a podcast.
Yeah. You know, the other day, and we talked about this on one of the previous shows, but there was a time when you were going through something, and I had said that you seemed like you wanted to be sad.
Right.
Like, it seems like you just want to be sad, because I would mention something, or like maybe I was trying to lift your spirits or whatever, but you would bring up the next thing that was, you know, also kind of negative or whatever. And I just said,
it wasn't negative.
or
It had
maybe
to do,
not negative, but
yeah.
I don't know exactly. But I think you were going to say something last week or on a different show, and we never got to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it maybe was something like that. Maybe that wasn't what you needed in that moment, was for me to point out that maybe you just want to be sad. You know, was that what it was? Or
Yeah, because who wants to be sad ever?
Yeah.
Unless they play that victim role, and that's something that they've always played to get empathy from others.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I am not that person.
No, you're not.
Right? And what I was feeling was not internal, it was more external, of the people that I love that are going through struggles, that are struggling. Okay. So it was more external. But I was feeling that empathy for those situations, the things that were happening. And it was one thing after another, after another. Like, there were a lot of deaths that we went through.
Yeah.
This past month.
Yeah.
Very unexpected.
Like this holiday season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? And so a lot of that, and the winter is also a dark place for me. Like, and it's just something that I've noticed. And it's not that I want to. It's, you know, I do the things at times to lift my spirits, but I don't want to run from it.
And maybe for me, I shouldn't have said that at all. Because like you said, who wants to be sad? And we were talking about earlier how it's part of life. These are cycles. So like, yeah, you go through a period where you're thinking about and you're empathizing with all the stuff that's happening around you.
Yeah.
You know, and then eventually, you know, kind of like I was talking about for myself last week, you know, eventually, yeah, you go through these feelings and then you put on a song like we put on at the beginning of the show, and you decide, enough with that. Like I felt it, you know, I sat with that for a while, with those feelings.
That's important.
You know,
right?
And now I'm going to choose to lift my spirits and go on with my life, you know?
So when you go, when you get into the healing part of what is being felt at times, and it happened to me, where I felt, okay, I forgave the person. I thought I forgave the person. I forgave myself. I released the story, and I thought I gave it the time needed. But then it came back around again. Right? It came back around again. And this time it was more intense. Like it was more intense. And it's something that happened outside the home that triggered this feeling to come up.
Okay.
And that day is when I was like, oh, wow, I thought I was done with this. I thought I forgave this person. And yeah, I thought I was good. So know that even though at times when you feel that you have gone through the process, maybe it needed a little more time and a little more thought of where this pain or suffering is coming from. And sometimes it's not that deep, but for me it was. And I had to allow myself to release and let go. But sometimes it's just like you said, it's just something that you're feeling. It's something that you're going through. And it's not that thing that needs to be looked at.
When you had this feeling come back up again, did you feel like you had failed in the past? Like you thought you were over this already?
No. No.
Do you think that could be a feeling?
Yes. Because I felt that before, but not this time. So I was molested as a little girl. I thought I went through that healing. I thought I was good.
Yeah.
Then went to an appointment, doctor's office. Feelings started to come up. I called you immediately.
Yeah.
You heard me where I was in that space.
Yeah.
I thought I was already healed from all that.
Yeah.
Right? But this, when it came back, it was pretty intense. And that day I stayed within this and just allowed myself to grieve, allow myself to cry, allow myself to release. And I feel now that I am fully healed from that situation.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. But sometimes it's just the shit that we're going through. It's the growth, like going through menopause. Right? Yeah. It's going through, just different times in your life where you're just like looking back at your life and saying, what are the things, and it's funny because we always tend to look at the things that we have not done versus the things that we have done.
But having something come up, having a reaction to something that happened to you as a human being, something traumatizing like that. Like, what if things came up every once in a while for the rest of your life because it was traumatizing? Mm-hmm. Some things are hard to deal with. Mm-hmm. Some things really are difficult.
Right.
It doesn't mean that you haven't worked on it. It doesn't mean that you haven't figured that, or not figured it out, but you haven't processed it. You haven't completely wrapped your mind around everything that happened.
Right.
And understood it for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But things may come up.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I know what this is. Mm-hmm. And it's okay.
There you go. And you will get that. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. Because you will get to that point.
Right.
Because it's not like I'm glad you brought that up because that's exactly it.
I mean, you're talking about this, but I don't have any experience with any of this stuff. But I could see how that could be for somebody that goes to war and sees some terrible stuff, and then something triggers, they hear something, they see something, and maybe it triggers something. But eventually you've worked on it enough. I have no idea. I have no idea what that would be like.
And that's when though, what you just brought up. When you see something or something comes about and you're like, oof, you feel it, you're aware of it, and then it's just like you release it. That's when you're good. Because your awareness of the thing that occurred is so on top of mind, and you yeah, and you're good. It's not something that takes you down anymore. It's just an awareness now.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
Yeah. And it's important that, that with our kids that we become mindful, we help them to become mindful. We help them to become aware. you know, because life is not easy,
Yeah.
right? So giving them these tools,
Having these conversations with them. Yeah.
having these conversations with them, because they had no idea what you were going through. They're just maybe like, oh, dad's in one of those moods.
Yeah. No, and Joey's walked in on me looking stuff up and all, and he listens to what I'm listening to.
Yeah.
You know, he can hear it.
Yeah. Having this conversation, because I have these conversations with Audrey. I don't know how in depth, but she goes to my retreats and stuff. But with Joey, it's so important for him, for us to have these conversations with him, because he's very much, I mean, he's like both of us.
Yeah.
Right. But as a man, as a young man, it's important for him to know that it's okay to be sad. You know,
Yeah.
like it's okay to be angry.
And
like it's okay to feel these things.
I think, oh man, there was something that I was listening or something that I saw, but it was on social media somewhere. But it was pretty much like your kids are going to get more from your example than they will from what you say.
Oh, yes.
You know,
100%.
and they've seen it. You know, they've been around it. They've been raised that way. You know, like Joey is a sensitive kid. Like he'll tell you and he'll express his feelings. You know, maybe like boys or whatever, it might take a little bit longer for him to like, okay, I'm going to say something or whatever. But no, he's pretty good with that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But there's times too, you know, like the other day, you know, Audrey and him I asked Audrey to go grab him for something, right? And they ended up getting into it.
Yeah.
He was angry. It was an accident.
Yeah.
But that's something different. But yeah.
They get into it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just helping him to understand and to tap into his emotions.
Yeah.
But kids will be kids. Oh my gosh. I remember my brother and I like getting into some shit and him chasing me with a freaking butter knife.
Yeah. I did some mean shit to my little brother. You know, that's just.
It's just kid shit.
Yeah.
It's just what
and then
go
we try
through.
and then as parents, we try to fix it and they're going to do it, you know, and then just hopefully, you know, you just never know.
Yeah.
Hopefully they stay close, you know.
You know who reminds me? Audrey.
What's that?
Because I'll have a talk with her about her and her brother. And she's like, Mom, that's just what siblings do. Like, that's what you and your brother did.
Yeah.
And I look at her and I'm like,
don't be using that shit on me.
I know. Like, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even think I ever shared, maybe she's heard, but it is like, she's so aware. Like, this is she doesn't take anything personal. Like, it's just what,
right.
You know,
and
it
that's
just
part
is what
of
it is.
what
it is
we
what
teach.
It is.
Like, that's part of how we are, right? We don't take things like super personal all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Was there something?
I was just thinking, I mean, I should have brought this up before I brought up the kids, but, you know, last week when you were going through your thing, there were times where I was taking some things personal, right? And I felt heated. Like I felt heated. And I could have backlashed, you know? And that would have led to even more.
Okay.
And I didn't. I had to remind myself who I am. You are love. Love him through it. Love him through it. Love him through it. Because it wasn't easy.
Okay.
Not saying like it was crazy, but for me, like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that I can feel you. You weren't being, you know what I'm saying? I saw what, just there were certain things, how you were responding to me. You're short.
Okay. No, I know.
And most of the time, and I'm saying this for the wives and for the husbands, like it's so important for you guys to be there for each other, for you guys to see each other, for you to not respond.
Yeah.
So offensively.
It's hard to talk about all these things without going over again. And I've decided, like, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm just tired of talking about this stuff. And I don't want to do it.
Yeah. Well, we're also in a relationship and we're talking to others that are in a relationship.
Yeah, but this is me. And I am me. I do me. I don't care.
Okay.
You know, like I don't want to talk about this stuff anymore.
And so, just know that to be in a loving relationship, it takes communication, right?
Yeah.
And loving each other through the things and being there as a supportive spouse to be there for each other.
Yeah. No, it's difficult. Yeah, because when one of us is going through something, it affects both of us. And even though one of us may be the focus of it, it does affect everybody. Or it can affect everybody. Not always. But earlier you were talking about we were talking about the kids and like being mindful and all that. And like them learning to be mindful. This week was, we got to do something that we had been talking about for a long time. And we finally went and did it. And it was cool. And we went to a Buddhist temple and we ate with some of the people there and kind of spent some time with them. And then we meditated. I don't even know like if it's in the temple, I guess, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. She laughed at me because I'm like, I had no idea. Like, I didn't know she was a monk. Did you know she was a monk?
I mean, I figured.
You just assumed. Well, because why? Because she was bald.
Whatever, dude. No, I'm just saying, like, the people that are there, you can tell some of them I think are monks. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm very...
And her disposition, like, I mean, she seems monkish. You know what I'm saying? Like, talking to her.
See, I don't know. Like, what is the...
Yes.
What?
You know what it is?
What?
Genuine.
Yeah. No, but that's not what I was saying. It's like the stereotypical, like, what is that of a monk? I don't know. They're bald and quiet.
No.
I mean,
yes, I guess.
For me, like,
I'm saying a monk quality. That is what she gives off, is she's very genuine.
Oh, but that quality's on all of us. I'm
not
just
all of
saying
us.
That,
some of us.
And some of us. I'm just saying because I didn't know that, right? Like, this is hilarious. So, we go to the temple and her and we're talking and I'm like, yeah, right. She's amazing. She's cool, whatever. But you look around when we were having lunch with them, we're looking around and I'm like, oh, there's a few of them that are bald here.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that was their housing. Like they all lived there. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So the monks all lived there and I didn't know. So I was having a conversation with her and I just straight up told her, like, I'm new to all of this. Right.
Dude, that's so cool. Like, it's all new to you.
She's so cute though, because she hugged me like, it's okay. Like she hugged me.
I'll show you.
Me and she's like, it's okay. Yeah. Like I'll teach you.
You're right.
And, but it was that innocence, of just not knowing, but sounding ignorant probably to some people.
Yeah.
But I didn't give a shit. And I was out with her and she saw that I was genuine.
Right.
And she invited me over. She's like, come on during the weekday, whenever you need someone. She's also a therapist as well. And I shared with her what I do. And she actually, offered her space. So I'm excited because I'm looking for my crystal bowls. I'm going to order them today. And I'm going to offer that.
Yeah.
Just offer it to them, right? Like it's something that I would like to give to them.
Yeah.
But It was the experience that we had. I would love to maybe talk to the kids about maybe recording an episode with us. We should have thought about this before.
Anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
To get their experience.
Yeah.
Just all of us together. It was just the four of us.
And it was very spontaneous. We were like, we're going on something. Like we stopped by. I think we talked about it right before. Or no, we recorded, I think, right after we had went out to eat. And we had stopped at the temple. And then we had made plans to go the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah. So then we went right the next day. And we told the kids when we got home, you know, and we talk about everything in our house. So for them to go and like, this isn't something that was just like out of the blue or like it couldn't happen. Right?
Right.
Like if you know us and you live with like, there is a possibility, right?
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, we ended up taking the kids and it was like we all just kind of sat there. There was this big long table. I think there was like maybe 30 people, 25 people.
Yeah.
And we all just sat and ate. And then we went with Hong inside and she showed us the temple area and we sat and meditated with the kids for a while.
Yeah. How was that experience for you? Because that was the first time you actually meditated outside of being with me, but I think it's different when, I don't know.
It was very cool. Like it was very calming. You know, one thing that I was thinking about it before the show because I knew we were going to talk about it. One thing that it reminded me of was the float tank. You know, because the float tank was also another experience where it was 90 minutes. And before I knew it, it was over. Like, it was just like the music came on and I'm like, that was 90 minutes? Like, that was 90 minutes. I couldn't believe I was like, this felt like 10 minutes, you know? And it was the same when we were meditating there. Like, it was 30 minutes. And, you know, I said joking around because Hong was like, did that feel like 30 minutes? Or she was like, that was 30 minutes or something. And I like joking around, like said back, I was like 3 minutes. And she was like, no, that was 30 minutes. Yeah. And I was like, whoa, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard Joey like shifting and I knew he wasn't, because 30 minutes is a long time for someone it's a long time for a lot of people. It's a long time. I mean, for me, it was a long time, right? To do it as a beginner for 30 minutes, that's a long time. So I knew that he was going to get up. I honestly didn't think that you were going to be there when I opened my eyes. Like, and when because, you know, Joey's next to you. And if Joey's like, come on, Dad, right?
I don't think he would have done that. Yeah. I didn't think he would have done that.
Yeah. But, and you were there. And so I'm like, very cool.
No, it was cool.
You know, did anything come up for you during that time? Like, did you notice your mind racing? Was it difficult for you to quiet the mind? Was there anything that came up for you?
No,
wow.
Not really. Like there was like thoughts would come in, but I was like trying to focus on my breath and I would think something and then I would go back to focusing on my breath usually.
Wow.
And there was a couple things here and there because there was times when she would say something, you know? And then when she would say something, then it would make me think something. But I can't remember exactly what, but it was kind of like in between certain things. And then I would focus on my breath again, you know? Because one thing that you said and one thing that she mentioned afterwards, I guess like the types of breaths that we were doing, like where it was shorter inhale and longer exhale, I think it was. And before she said anything, before you mentioned anything, I noticed that that's what we were doing. Like, because we were doing it to the sound of the or whatever, right? And it was a shorter inhale, longer exhale. And somewhere throughout the beginning, I was like, this is a shorter inhale, long, like it's not the same.
Right.
You know? But I had no idea, like, if it, like she explained later that maybe it does something when you have a shorter inhale, longer exhale, or a longer exhale, whatever. But
yeah, it brings more focus and calming, like peace.
And I definitely felt that afterwards. Yeah. Like I felt very, very calm after. Yeah.
See, and that's something that I learned.
And I was thinking like, maybe like every once in a while I'll do it, you know, be cool.
Challenge yourself every day. 10 minutes.
All right. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And she said, she's like, whenever you want to come, like it's always open just to, if you want to stop and meditate at their spot.
Right.
You know?
And we're going to join them.
Yeah.
For their New Year's.
For their New Year's. Yep. Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah. Very, very
You know
cool.
what? It was like, there was something else recently. I can't remember what it was, but it's like, why not? Yeah. Like, why not have that experience?
Yeah.
Why not just do it?
Dude, to experience.
Like through them, I mean, and this isn't even like the reason for whatever. Like we just stopped by because we wanted to see, and they have such a cute cat that we play with when we went.
His name's Orange.
Orange, yeah, he's so sweet. And then everybody's like super nice, but just to meet people and have these experiences and just that's what it is to be human.
To learn their way of life.
And that's what I was gonna say is that through them, like they have their own culture that we'll be exposed to.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Because that I tell you all the time, not to get back to all these things that whatever. But people all over the world do things in different ways. Like we do things this way here. But there's other places where it's completely different.
Right.
And it's amazing. And it's beautiful. And it's us.
Yeah. So if we don't ever make it to China or
Vietnam,
we can, which we have a friend there, so that is possible.
Yeah.
We can experience it here and to be able to bring this to the kids.
Yeah.
You know, that was the first time ever, like them eating.
Yeah, they're so January 29th is the Lunar New Year, or I think the Chinese New Year too. I think they do it on the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I would also like to go to a Hindu
temple. Or something. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
You know. But yeah, so anyways.
Why not?
Try something new.
Yeah.
You know?
And even for me, like I feel how I feel, but I still like this is all part of us. There's no way that you separate us from these things.
Yeah. And she mentioned what I really liked. She really took her time with us.
Yeah.
Like she was talking, like she told us, like Buddhism isn't a religion.
Yeah. It's like a way of life. It's a philosophy.
Yeah. You know, and it's a way of, being. Right. Yeah. And, it was just very cool to experience.
Yeah. That was fun.
So challenge yourself to experience something new.
Yep. So I think this podcast is coming out after people have already been back to work for like a week. Mm-hmm. So because we're kind of getting ahead a little bit, we're still it's New Year's Eve for us, so we're gonna go celebrate New Year's today. And through this break, like we've been spending a lot more time hanging out together. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys go to our website, follow us everywhere at Opposite Pod. Look us up by searching Opposites Attract Podcast. Best thing you can do, like we said before, is sending a comment, like, subscribe, let other people know that it exists. Tell them to comment and subscribe and all that stuff. It helps us out. And if you want to help us out, you can click on the Support the Show tab at the top of our website. That'll take you to our Amazon link. If you're purchasing anything on Amazon, click through that link and it'll help us out.
Yes, yes.
So, back to what we were talking about. So, yeah, we've been hanging out a lot more, spending some time together. The other day, you had a great idea, like with the kids, with them being teenagers and getting older, like we were talking about earlier, they get into their arguments, and sometimes it seems like they're like they want to kill each other, like teenagers do, right?
Yeah.
And it's hard as parents, like seeing them, like these are your kids, like you don't want to see them freaking fighting like that.
Yeah. And
like you the other day, like we had some cash on the night table, and you were like, "Here, you guys ride your bike because there's like some spots close enough here to go out to eat." Yeah, go for it.
What happened before, real quick?
Was that when they were beating the shit out of each other in the steps?
No.
Was that what was happening before?
So I wanted them to ride bikes together.
Yeah.
So
Joey just got a bike for Christmas.
Yes.
Audrey just got one too.
Yes. So now we all have bikes. So it's just cool. We need to talk about that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get to.
Okay. And so I was trying to get them to go bike riding together. And Audrey just was not having it. Like Joey was excited. Joey's like,
she's
yes,
being a teenager. She's
right?
like,
I would love that. And Audrey's like, like making faces at me. And I'm like, Adriana, still, like, no, it was like a no. She did not want to go bike riding with her brother.
Oh, this is a good trick, good mind trick that she used on it.
Yes. So then I'm like, an idea came up. And so I'm like, okay, hey, why don't you guys go to In-N-Out together? Ride your bikes. That girl loves food.
Yeah.
She loves food. Okay. And all of a sudden, she was down for it.
She's all about it. As soon as you mentioned In-N-Out,
I won.
Yep. But that's a great freaking strategy.
Parents, take note. Like,
when the kids are freaking fighting, and like, what is something that that they would probably both enjoy?
Yeah.
Take them to the trampoline park. Let them hang out together. Let them go bowling together. Maybe just send them, and then you go fucking do something.
And that's what we did. So they went to In-N-Out. They sat together. They had dinner together, and then they went to Fry's and bought some junk.
Yeah.
And then brought it home, and she got a little game.
Oh, okay.
That little puzzle.
Yeah.
And they were playing that together until Joey gave up, which was very interesting because you would think that's a puzzle he would love. But yeah, and they were laughing. Oh, I'm going to make myself cry. They were laughing and they were talking. And I'm like, how was dinner with your brother?
Yeah, they had a great time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So I was like, holy shit, that was a really good idea.
Yeah. See, sometimes you just do it by accident, but you got to pay attention.
Yeah.
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 That was cool.
And it's so important that they spend that time together.
Yeah.
Like, as much as they can, because that's what grows the relationship.
Yeah. That, and when I tell them that we're going to be dead one day and that they're all they got, it's like, that's it. You better hang on to each other because one day me and your mom, we're going to be in the dirt. No. Yeah. But yeah, that was a great idea. And then after that, we, like you were mentioning earlier, we all got bikes. And just the other day, we all rode down the street. I mean, I think it's like less than 2 miles away where we have like a bunch of restaurants by the house. And we all just rode to Walmart to go pick up some stuff with the kids.
We played inside Walmart.
Yeah,
right?
We were playing inside Walmart, checking stuff out, going shopping.
You were playing football.
Yeah.
Were you throwing the ball with Joey?
Yep.
I was on the hula hoop with
Audrey. Yeah.
Oh, and then some kids were
some hooligans
playing Marco Polo. And of course, we were not invited to that game, but we became part of that game. So they started, Marco, and then I started Polo. And my kids looked at me like I was crazy. And then they joined in.
Yeah. And then a shopping cart came flying down the aisle.
Right.
But yeah, so that was fun. And then after that, we went to In-N-Out again. That's one of our favorite spots. And then we had dinner there with the kids, and then we rode back home. And it was just an awesome night, just hanging out, going out to dinner, riding the bikes.
Together.
It wasn't. Mm-hmm. Yeah, then we came home and we watched a movie.
Yeah. What was it?
I think I fell asleep through Pirates of the Caribbean.
Right, which is a cool movie. I've never cared to watch those movies,
I
ever.
just cannot.
It's only because, once you lay a certain way. It's so comfortable laying with you, though, that I understand.
I know. It's terrible. Like, with all the food, oh, my God, this break needs to be over because, I am going insane with all the food I'm eating.
You do very well.
Oh, my God.
You do very well.
Yes, I do very well eating. Anyway.
So,
go ahead.
I'm just thinking because I'll go on Facebook every now and again, and I try to stay off it because it will drive me bananas, because all my friends that are coaches and they're all entrepreneurs, they're all doing a lot of shit right now. Nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I know, but it's like I'm fighting this inner, like, oh, Sonja, you need to be doing this. Sonja, you need to be doing, and Kai texted me this morning. She's like, hey, are you going to be on the call at 8:30? And I was laying next to Joey, cuddling up with Joey, and I had just woke up, and so I just sent her a message. I'm like, hey, Miguel took these weeks off. That's why I've been kind of absent on, social media. Yep. And, my son fell asleep with us last night, and I'm actually just waking up because she knows I go to the gym in the morning. Yes. After the gym, I'm running on the call, right? And so I have this almost like this guilt within of not planning for 2025. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's this inner dialogue. It's this inner fight. And I'm like,
So what do you do?
I turned it off. And I just you can't fight it. Because if you fight, right? Like if I'm going to be here with you and the kids, everything else needs to be. I want to be with you and the kids.
Right.
So everything else that's it. Right. But I have to, because I can't be half in and half out, because I'll fucking drive myself crazy.
Yeah, because then
I can't.
You're not enjoying your time off because you're thinking about what you need to get done.
Exactly.
You know?
So I just shared with her, like,
I'm out.
This is where I'm at. Right.
I'm out.
I love
and
you.
When I'm in, I'll be in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But it's training myself to be that, you know?
Yeah. No, and I think that's important. And there is no, like, dude, if you have a couple things that you want to get done before the end of the year because you want to get it done, like, you got this day left. Yeah. Maybe that's you and that's what you want to do. And like for us and for me, like, I know I feel the same way. Like, I have this time off. I already know what's happening at work when I get back. It's going to be on. And there's things that I want to get done. So it's going to be on. There's things that I have to fix around the house. There's things that I need to do in my personal life. For us, for all, like, it's going to be on when it's on. So for now, I don't want to think about any of that shit.
Right.
None of it. Yeah. You know, and in a way, you do kind of, like, I do think about it, but not in a, like, I need to get this, I need to get that.
Right.
What I'm thinking is that when the time comes, I'm going to get fucking after it.
So here's the difference between, and I was talking to Miguel about that. Miguel's fucking crazy. Like, he has an on and off switch, and it's beautiful. It's fucking amazing. Like, I see you and I'm like
I'll be eating a donut, but I'm thinking about the fucking pull-ups when that time comes.
That's not good though.
I'm just saying, like, I'm enjoying this donut.
Yeah.
But I'm also thinking, like, just you wait. You know, like, I'm not thinking about, like, oh my God, I got to do more. No. Like, just as much as I'm throwing down now.
So,
it's going to be on.
So, like, Miguel has this on and off switch, right?
Maybe that's kind of crazy, but.
For me, I'm the dimmer.
You're the dimmer switch?
No, for real. Like, I don't just, like, turn on. Funny. No, you got to work me up. Don't you? You're not just going to come in here. No, you gotta
work them. You gotta learn the sound effects over there.
No, I want a massage. I want to be touched.
What are you talking? What are we getting into now?
Come on, this is gonna get us more ratings. Shut up and let me play with my mic. No, but so, anyways, I have to. I just so New Year's comes. Now it's on. And I am like struggling to get out of bed because these carbs, this sugar is screwing me up. My body is feeling fatigue. My body, I am not mentally motivated.
Yeah.
Right? So
you feel like shit. Yeah.
It takes me time to get myself together mentally to do the thing that I need to do. And that's why I was telling Miguel, I'm like, I need to fast because I need to detox and get right mentally, spiritually, to align, to get myself to do the thing that I need to do.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like a kickstart.
Yeah. No, you know what I think it is? I'm glad you brought that up because that is true about you and about, like, my mentality. But I think what gets missed is that it's only the mentality.
No, you're right.
It's only the mentality because the action isn't even that. Because when I haven't been doing anything for a while, do I fucking jump in and just go ape shit the way you do? I never do. I take it easy. I'm like, dude, you haven't done shit in forever. You think I'm doing just right back to 100 fucking this and 100 of that and fucking hit this hard and go run? Nah, yo. That's never been me.
Nah, yo. You sounded like Alan.
I'm just saying that's never been me. So if there's shitty food laying around the house, like, look, I'm going to take it easy until I have to go back to work, which is January 6th.
Yeah.
Right? But we're doing whatever until then. So on January 6th am I not like, I'm only eating Sprouts now and fucking steak, you know? No.
Yeah.
There's probably still cake left over. So I'll finish the cake. But I'm not playing the game anymore. I'm not buying more. I'm not bringing it in.
Yeah.
My mentality is different, but I'm gonna work my way back up to where I was.
Yeah. But your action is immediate.
From that,
just not
from
the
that
crazy
point,
action.
From that point forward,
right?
If there's still shit left around the house, I'm gonna finish it all. I am gonna start working out. Like I will get on a roll. I may not start doing everything at the top of everything that I was doing before. I'm gonna work my way back to that, and then maybe I'll increase it a little more. But whatever, you know.
Right.
But it's only really the mentality.
Yeah. But in order for that to take place, you get into action immediately.
Yes.
Regardless. Right? And so for me, when he's getting into action, I have to mentally be getting myself ready, like mentally. For me, it's all like it's mental because the action, and that's the thing that I'm working on this year is that. Right?
Well, you also, I mean, the gym is a good example because whenever you go back so freaking hard that you can't walk.
But I continue
and I always
go.
and you do, but I always tell you, like, just take it easy and work your way back in. Like, you don't have to like go crazy. Like, start lining some things up. You know, like right now, before we started this show, I was listening to Jocko Willink, the freaking Navy SEAL, and he's talking about his fucking first of the year. We're going to start crushing it with this. And then I'm like, I'm not doing none of and the thing is that I know what's happening. You could fucking buy into this mentality. Let's go. Like tomorrow's day one.
Yeah.
It's like, and then I'm like, nah, dude, I'm not playing that game.
Yeah.
No, I'm starting on the 6th. You know what I'm saying?
But so good. But you used to be that.
If I choose to be that.
Right? Right.
Yeah.
So you're listening to that. What happens? You come downstairs this morning and where am I?
You're meditating. You're in here meditating. Yeah.
Right. Because I know for me, it all starts here first. It all starts here first with me. You know? So that's the thing. Opposites attract. You know, it's like you have to figure out who you are. You got to figure out how to play the game and how the game is going to work for you.
Yeah.
Right? Like I know that the day on the 5th, you go back to work on the 6th. On the 5th, Miguel's going to be like, what can I fucking eat? Right? Like, ooh, what are we gonna throw down today?
Yeah.
And you know what I'm thinking? Oh, this shit. I'm not gonna be able to wake up tomorrow. Like, I'm gonna be mentally
struggling to get up.
Yeah.
Feeling like shit.
Yup. You know? But regardless of how like strong you are mentally, it doesn't matter. You're getting up. You're doing your thing. Yeah. Even if it only means 25 push-ups or whatever. Me, I'm mentally struggling just to fucking get up to go to the gym so that I can stretch and jump rope, probably.
Yeah.
You know? It's just knowing you. And for me, it's pushing me to do the thing.
I don't know. I don't know if it's the same for everybody, but dude, I just like part of another thing that I also think about is I try to make it convenient for myself. Like I try not to waste a lot. Like that's why I got a pull-up bar for the house, you know? Like I don't have a gym membership. I just do burpees on the floor. You know, I don't have to go anywhere to go for a run. I just do it.
Yeah.
You know, and it just helps.
It's amazing.
Stay consistent. It's so much easier.
Yeah.
Just fucking go.
And that's for him. Because I don't care what you have in this house. I don't care what you have.
But maybe it's finding something else that you can go do that way.
Right. It's me having a gym that's 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
That's my convenience. Because for me, I'm not disciplined that way. I'm not disciplined. And actually, I would work out here, jump rope here in the garage and do all those things.
Yeah.
Right. But it was not something that was sustainable for me to continue to do. Or maybe it's because I just don't want to.
You don't want to.
Right? I don't want to. Like for me, going to the gym and having the gym close enough is what works for me. But just say we didn't have, and I know this is your thought right now that you're just not speaking it.
No, I didn't. I wasn't thinking anything.
What if we couldn't afford a gym membership? Then what would you do?
They don't have gyms in nature.
I would have to go hiking. I would go hiking.
I'd be doing chin-ups off of a tree branch.
No, you know what I would have to find someone, a workout partner.
Yeah.
In my neighborhood.
Yeah.
That wants me to help them, because I'm all about that. I will let me down before I let someone else down. And that's something I need to work on.
You should start that.
Right?
I've been telling you that.
Yeah.
You'd be good at that. You'd be kicking people's asses.
But then they don't come back.
The good ones do.
My neighbor, oh my God, she went with me one time to the gym.
Those aren't the ones you're looking for. Remember? That's like kind of like the business back in the day.
But I mean, it's just like I love just helping and coaching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, girl, you got this. Yeah. Right?
They're like, I'm not going back ever. Oh man, that's funny.
That would be a new certification to get.
Yeah.
Because I do enjoy helping people, and I do enjoy working out.
And really, it's all part of it. I mean, it is a part of life, being healthy.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
So maybe something to add. I mean, we've always, thought about it sometimes, every once in a while, you know?
Right.
It would pop up.
It's the thoughts that you don't put into action. We've been because you're right. Okay.
So another cool thing yesterday, one of the things that Joey got for Christmas was a little airplane. And he was flying it around the neighborhood here and just kind of like looking things up. And like I said, we've been spending time with the kids and like really like recognizing they're getting older, you know? And like you said, Joey slept with us yesterday. Like we all passed out on the couch and he ended up in our bed. And it's like, well, he's 13. And it's like, all right, we'll sleep with him in the bed.
Yeah.
And so he's got this airplane, and I looked up an RC park where they fly, remote control airplanes and drones and all that kind of stuff. And dude, it was a legit, like they had stands on the sides, like stalls where you park your plane, and you have tables where you can work on your stuff. And like they have legit like jet airplanes that they fly. And we took Joey out there. It was freaking nuts.
No, I was blown away. We didn't even take one picture.
We didn't. We were just there enjoying.
We didn't take one picture.
The day was beautiful.
Oh, yes.
I mean, they were saying like some of these jets are like 15 grand.
Yeah.
12 grand. The dude's got like 8 of them.
That's nuts.
Yeah. They had prop airplanes, but they were all gas powered, electric powered. It was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it was like a little air show. The guy was doing like a little air show with his jet. Yeah.
Yeah. Joey really enjoyed that. That was very cool. That was very cool to experience. And then we went after.
Yeah, there was a park close by, and we went to this park, and Joey, we were wanting to see if Joey could fly his airplane at the place, but you have to be a member, and it was kind of windy, so his airplane couldn't fly there.
He had this cute little airplane. Okay, listen. These airplanes were as big as Miguel.
Yeah. They're like 5 feet long.
Yeah.
They have jet engines in them.
It sounds like a damn jet.
Yeah.
It
is a jet.
It's amazing.
It is a jet.
And Joey's seeing all these things. And I love that he's just
got the
asking so many questions. Right.
Yeah.
Like he was asking so many questions. And then there was this guy, Bill. I remembered his name,
so
Bill,
nice.
who just openly started sharing with us and his love for them and, how he got into it. And there was a pilot, another guy who
He was a pilot. He had an Air Force jet. Yep.
Started, and Joey started asking him questions. And it was just beautiful. cool. And these men were up there in age, right?
Yeah.
Like they were older, and then you can see their passion. Like
Yeah.
this was their love. This is something that they do on a regular basis.
They get together, they know each other. Yeah, it's a cool community of dudes.
Yeah. And so openly to share with Joey, everything about
told him
it.
the simulator to get and where he could get started. Yeah.
Yeah. So started, Joey needs to start saving now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and then afterwards just going and being there and watching you and Joey, very similar. Just like the things he gets into are the things that you actually find yourself enjoying.
Yeah. Yeah, like the little airplanes. It was fun. So yeah, he actually, so we got him, like I said, we got him this airplane and he got into it, and dude, he's getting really good at flying it. And after we went to that little air park thing, we went to just a regular park that was close by. I looked it up on the map. I saw where it was at. It was a really nice park. Like you have a view of the mountains and everything out here. And we just flew his airplane for like an hour and a half. And you sat in the grass with Audrey.
She was coloring.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was coloring. And there's this book that I had bought.
It was like 75 at the end of December. Like the weather was incredible. Like it wasn't hot. It wasn't cold. It was just amazing.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you just don't really need much for those types of moments.
Yeah.
That was pretty special. And then and then we came home and hung out.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were with Audrey.
Yeah, just being with her. Then, you came and tried to choke me out and broke my glasses.
I started playing jujitsu husband. I took her back, and then I think I went to go throw your legs up in the air so I could jump on you or something.
Oh, I thought he was going to do something else.
I stepped back and stepped on your glasses and crunched them.
And then Audrey sees Miguel. And so, of course, she's going to come save her mommy. Yeah. And so now there's Miguel and Adriana at each other.
That was funny, man.
But yeah, those are the moments that don't cost a dime. That
was pretty fun.
And those are the moments that they'll remember when we're not here.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, for sure. And next year, I think, we've been doing pretty well, like trying to create these moments, paying attention to when these moments are happening, when they're around.
Yeah.
Because you could be on your phone and they could just go by and you don't even notice it. Like there's just times, there's so many times when I just tell you, like, look at Joey or look at her, and they're just standing there, but it's just a moment to kind of take that mental snapshot in time.
Yeah.
That come up every once in a while. Like we all have those. Like there's certain pictures that we have that they just flash through our heads every once in a while, and those are those moments, going camping, just all these things.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll do more of that next year. Trying to do more for others next year.
Yes.
What are you going to say?
I was just like, because I didn't take any pictures whatsoever because I was being in the moment. Right. And at times, it takes us stepping back to remember those moments or watching a video, because there's going to be a day where our memory fails us.
Yeah.
And those pictures and
hopefully
videos
they remind us.
Will be the reminders. And that's what this podcast is that. Because we've been doing this for 5 years.
Yeah.
Right? And we've talked about our past.
So many different moments.
Podcast.
Yeah.
Right? Like the other day I was just thinking about how much time, especially you, have committed to this podcast all the time. And I think to myself, is this something that he still wants to continue to do? Because I see your passion elsewhere. and how excited you are to grow that podcast. You know, and I don't want you to think that this is something that you have to continue to do if you don't want to.
Yeah. No, I still enjoy doing this.
You know?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I mean, this podcast has been slow when it comes to like the followers, the subscribers, like all of that. And it's because we are everywhere, right? And we've been told this. Like there's no, you know, you guys talk about relationships, you talk about parenting, you talk about leadership, you talk about jujitsu, you talk about blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You know? But I don't want you to feel that this is something that you have to continue to do if it's not something that you're passionate about doing anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's taking up a lot of your time.
I told you, babe.
You know?
Yeah. I know.
But
Thank
yeah.
you. Yeah. No, I'm good.
So,
and with that, we'll be back next week.
And I'm learning some things because I'm planning on, you know, creating one of my own. And so, you know, the way I see it is you're growing your podcast and it's doing very well. And, you know, I don't know if you mentioned this podcast, but it's like
of course,
all
I
of
always
them,
do.
You know, all of them, you know, will come together and they will grow what they're supposed to grow too.
They're all a part of us. Yeah. That's
right.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe one day you'll have Audrey and Joey sitting here because they are very much opposite. They are exactly, but they are both of us combined, but one is heavier on the side of daddy and the other one, the side of mommy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
So it's funny as shit. Like imagine
Who knows? They might take over.
Imagine just allowing them time to sit here and take, babe, that would be funny.
That would be a funny podcast.
And just
where the hell
them,
would that go?
I don't know, but that would be funny to see.
Hey, they could just take over.
No, but I'm
change
thinking
the pictures,
even
keep
now,
the name, and just go.
Like just allowing them to sit with each other.
That's it. Well, this is our last episode.
No,
from now going forward, we'll just set it up for them, and I'll edit it. That's it.
That would be hilarious,
dude. How funny would that be?
We're gonna do it.
This is the last episode.
It's not like we have a lot of subscribers to lose.
It's not our show anymore. We gotta work on that logo. All right, we're switching some things around. I know how to Photoshop good enough. I'll throw them in there.
You're funny.
And with that, you guys need to come back next week to see who the hell's on the show.
Thank you guys for your love. Thank you for your support. And thank you for watching Opposites Attract podcast.
Where we get better
together. Bye.